Winds of change that swept through Africa in the 1950s and 60s were supposed to herald change in the continent, choking under the yoke of colonialism. But after 48 years of poring over the state of independence, political pundits here in Uganda argue that trepidation now sits in the place of hope.
Those who actually stepped in the shoes of the colonialists who exited, they actually almost literally did the same thing, if not worse, than what the colonialists did. But this time it is black on black rather than white on black.
We have created what we could call black colonialists who are looking at this country as if it is something to exploit, is something to take away, is something which is personal.
On 9th October 1962, many turned up at Kololo airstrip in Euphoria when the Union Jack was lowered. But the question today is whether the country is better off now than in the colonial era under the throes of imperialism, and whether it is still worth celebrating independence.
Yeah, first of all, the fact that we are the ones in charge of our own countries in itself to me is a positive. That Africans are in charge of their own country. I think it would be quite debilitating if, for instance, those who are in charge of this country were people from other countries. Say if the president of this country were, let's say, a white colonial British.
It is true that there is an assumption, maybe from the skeptics or cynics, that we are better during the colonial times. I don't buy that idea at all, because independence is a very important thing for any nation.
The revolutionary torch of patriotism that stoked resentment against the colonial legacy leading to independence 48 years ago has since fizzled out.
We are going to attract Ugandans and to convince them to be patriotic, or to attract them towards patriotism, must themselves be seen to be patriotic. They must not be seen to be tribalistic. They must not be seen to be favoring a group of people. Those in charge of public offices must be seen to be neutral.
But immediately you bring in the elements of corruption, elements of ethnicity, mismanagement, maladministration. You don't expect to have what we call official patriotism imposed on people.
The NRM regime swept to power in 1986, restored a semblance of macroeconomic stability and peace. However, 24 years down the road, experts say the ruling party's legacy is one of mixed fortunes. Today, the infrastructure and social services continue to ail where many are still bound by the shackles of poverty. Emma Mtaizibwa, NTV Tonight.